What's up, chaps and chappets? Welcome back to another episode of a Tryhards Road to Glory. So first of all, haven't uploaded on Saturday, Sunday, literally just because I ended up playing football on the Saturday for about 3 hours and then going out that night, very tired the next day as well. But I did actually end up doing a live stream, so these first 3 games were on stream. And I wasn't at my best. I wasn't at my peak, to be honest. I just decided to do it because I was messing around with the 4-1-2-1-2 at the time, and I just thought, I think I was on my other account, and then I just went on the Road to Glory. And just because I was confident, because I kept winning on Division Rivals. I probably played about 5 or 6 and won every single one. So I just hopped right onto the FUT Champs Road to Glory. So 2-1 up at this point. We are playing the 4-1-2-1-2 just in this game. I did end up reverting back to the 4-2-3-1 just because I think defensively it's just incredible. And also on the counter-attack, it seems to be... So, well, honestly, I think it's just the best overall. It is the best overall, but definitely defensively, it seems to be a mile better than any other formation that I've tried, to be honest. Even the 5 at the back, I think the reason why 5 at the back doesn't work that well is because the AI defending with a 5 at the back, I feel like, isn't as good as it is with the 4-2-3-1. So we win that first game 4-2. Took me to extra time. You know, we went the distance, and like I say, like I wasn't on top tippity top form, you know. So at the end of the day, it's risky. It was very risky. These first 3 games, it's like, should we really be playing these? But I don't know. We'll see what happens type thing. Mertens goes for the shot. Chips the keeps. Easy stuff right there to Stegen. Being left in the dirt. Perisic getting the ball here. Tackled. We like to keep the pressure on. Like, try and get the ball back quickly. And then, seeing as the CDMs are back as well, we can afford to use our front players just to apply as much pressure as we can. Lovely little body feint. We end up taking him out after he takes me down. Mertens with a penalty, and he saves it. Oof. Actually, for some reason, in this FUT Champs, I'm having loads of my penalties saved. And before then, I was on like a streak of not having a single penalty saved for a long time as well. So, I don't know. My luck's changed or something. I don't know what's going on. So, Balde Diao gets the ball across. Gomez making it 3-0. And I'm really liking these wing plays. I was actually, as you can see, using Balde Diao at first. I then subbing on Lozano, but I ended up once again. So 2 things have changed. Start with a 4-1-2-1-2, switch to a 4-2-3-1 over time. Towards like the last 8 games, I just had 4-2-3-1 the whole time. And then also Lozano, I would just sub him on for Balde Diao straight away for like the last 8 games as well. Just because Lozano is so much better than Balde Diao, to be honest. And my kind of thoughts were, you know, bring on Lozano. He'll be that super sub and it make a big, like a massive difference later on or whatever. But at the end of the day, I'd rather have Lozano for the whole game. And he's got 6 stamina as well. So 2-0 at this point. Gets a weird penalty there. I don't know how that's a penalty. But Gabriel Jesus getting them back in the game. 2-1. Gets the ball here. Alexandra making a tackle. He still ends up with the ball. Falls for Rashford. At that point, I'm like, that's like, what is happening here? You know, this is just scripted right here. Nah, there isn't any scripting in the game. But, you know, when it's late at night and you're just like, this is a bit dodgy. I'm not going to lie. So Luke Shaw giving it to Fellaini. This is probably his only good goal, to be fair, and it happens to be in the 92nd minute, which is just absolutely fantastic. So we end up losing that game on stream, and that was the last game that I played on stream. So we're now into today's games, where I was kind of like fully focused, well rested, you know. And to be honest, I was playing some top quality FIFA today in terms of like my usual standard. I don't know, I was just playing a lot better than I usually would, to be honest. This is very much Mbirchy in his prime type stuff because it's a Monday. The servers weren't congested at all today, and like they weren't laggy or anything. It was actually crazy. It was almost like playing 2 different games. A lot of people have said that about FIFA, you know, in the past, and it kind of is still the same, really. Is that FIFA, it can be 2 separate games, whether it be delayed or not. It seems to be just like peak times. They make all sorts of excuses saying like, oh, it's internet providers at peak times that it's going to be like worse or whatever, but it's nothing to do with the internet. I could hop on Fortnite right now or on a Saturday, you know, midday. It's not going to be laggy. So it's quite clearly something wrong with EA's servers. They're trying to sort of point at every other direction, unfortunately. But You know, that's just EA for you. So we get a red... Well, he gets a red card there, which basically enables me to, you know, go, all right, chap, let's have it. So we just bring forward the left back and right back. Absolutely flex up. At this point, we're just going all for it. We're actually using Bold ADL at this point. I think this is the last game, perhaps, or maybe one more game of actually using him as the initial player. So we get the shot away there. Ends up being a corner. Savage winning the header. He is actually, like... I cannot stress enough just how good Savage is. I've said plenty of times he's like the cheap Pogba. He pretty much is. If you look at the stats, like look at the stats on Foothead. Slap like a shadow on Savage like I've got him on. His stats are all round just absolutely incredible. Plus he's got 4-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves. He's just perfect. He really is just an absolutely banging player. So, into the next game. Allen playing the ball over the top. Lozano, as you'll notice, is on from minute 1. So 23rd minute, we get the goal. Ball across for Gomez, just headed on. And then what I'm doing more often is I'm trying to create those awkward situations for the left back and right back. So I'm trying to just play in behind the left attacking mid and right attacking mid. And that often you can just do that by bringing forward the left back and forcing their right back out with the, like, you're dribbling down the line with your left back. They get the right back out, and then the left attacking mid or whatever is going to have that free space, creating a 2v1. So we win that game, we get a disconnect. And, I don't know, we were just, like I say, we were playing top level FIFA here. Perisic, what a shot right there. We're up against a silver team. This guy's trying to flex on me with a silver team. I'm not having any of it. I did actually think, like, this guy's going to be a sick player or something. And he was pretty decent. But he couldn't overcome your boy with Savage and Perisic. You know, the OP players. We're getting a load of goals as well with Savage off these corners. So many goals. All right, so we've got Lozano on this right-hand side. Getting the ball across. Cuts away. Cuts back again. Gives it to Perisic. My guy. Lovely little drag back there. Tucks it away. So Lozano definitely worth having in the team as opposed to Bold ADL, just because his dribbling, his finishing, his pace, he seems to be quite good in the air. I think it's because he's got good jumping or something like that. And also he can last the whole game, so he's got good stamina too. But you can see him again, Lozano just whipping it to the back post. Mertens putting that into the top bins. Absolute banger. We're 4-1 up at this point. You know, this chap really was trying to flex up with that silver squad, but at the end of the day, just couldn't be done against your boy. You're trying it on the wrong chap. Perisic puts it in to make it 5-1. Absolute flex on him. So we get the dub, of course, onto the 6th game. I think we're now... Hang on, wait. I think this is maybe the 7th game. I don't even know. I think we've won like 5 and lost 1, of course. So Cancelo going down this right-hand side. We are using the right back and left back quite a lot, but in this kind of area, we've got that lovely little bit of build-up play. Keeping the pressure on. CDM's pushed quite hard up the pitch at this point. Savage looking to open up that room. He does. Gives it to Gomez. 10 minutes in, we get the goal. And Gomez is scoring a lot of goals in the middle. As a centre attack in the mid. You know, literally right in the middle. Sitting nice and pretty. He's just got, like, the balance and everything. He's got 4-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves. Able to change direction very quickly. And they're just struggling to deal with his dribbling. He's got 88 dribbling. And that's the thing, is that people often just look at the shooting stat of players like... You know, you might look at players like Gomez and just look like, he's not got great shooting. He's run 6 wins out of 7 now. But with a Hunter Chem style, you get him to above 80 finishing. I think his long shots, they're half decent as well. He has all of the traits, I feel like, what makes a good cam. So I definitely recommend you don't start in the 4-2-3-1 with the centre attacking mids. And just have, like, centre attacking mids as actual centre attacking mids. Usually, you're going to want to have wingers in those spaces, just because they typically are more agile. So you'll see the likes of Mbappe being quite a good right attacking mid. And I mean, this team right here, we're switching up the positions almost everyone, you know. Perisic is a left mid and we're playing him up top. His stats do just really suit a striker player, seeing as he's got 6 stamina for the pace just in behind. Up to it, I think he goes up to about 98 sprint speed. He's got good height, good jumping, good heading. You know, he's got it all. He's got it all for an up-top player. So, not to mention 5-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves as well. Mertens, I really think he is an absolute gem. So, I think he's only 70,000 coins. Like, I really can't stress enough just how good this team is. I've talked about it plenty of time. But, you know, you've got to flex up because this team is just absolutely ridiculous. So, Perisic gives it to Mertens here. Lovely little bit of passing play. And, you know, it's just a lovely bit of pass and play. Giving it to Lozano. and tucking it away. So Mandzukic, my guy Martial trying to flex, gives the ball down, back to Martial. And you can often create the space just by passing it, as you saw there. Kind of like I dragged my centre-back across, and then he's opened up that space for Martial to get the goal. But then he just throws it with the keeps, gives it straight to my guy, and another rage quit coming out to play. So we're getting a lot of rage quits, I think, partly because I am just scoring a lot of goals, playing very aggressively, but also just because I think it's the Monday, you know, like people are rushing to get their games done. So at the same time, although obviously we're kind of rushing ourselves, it is kind of a good thing just because we're getting the games done pretty quickly. Quincy Promes, I think, winning that in the air against Perisic. I'm like, how on earth has that happened there? Like I think he's about 5'8" or something like that. Pretty ridiculous, but you know, it is what it is. At the end of the day, what I always like to think to myself is, you know, don't just think about how you've conceded. Just don't overthink it. At the end of the day, just you've just got to focus on your own game. You've got to focus on just creating chances. And if they don't go in, then they don't go in. But you've just got to try and keep creating as many decent goal-scoring chances as you can. And then just see what happens from there, really. And it seems to work for me, just that mentality of just trying to create chances. And another rage quit coming out. Like, it's almost like 90% of these games are rage quits right now, which is quite ridiculous. So this guy's got the new Gomez in there. Everyone else, I think, is from Bayern Munich. He's playing in a 4-2-3-1, starting off with a 4-2-3-1, same formation as me. So it's a decent team. I don't know if did he have Royce in there? Nah, that would have been a sick team actually if he had that red Royce. That would have been very, very dirty. So we're starting off just very aggressive, going straight at him. Lots of drag backs, lots of little skill moves, trying to get that driven pass in for Savic there just to get the finesse away. Savic gives it back to your boy Perisic. All over the place here. Drag back coming out to play. Perisic getting the ball back. Body feint. That was a sick body feint by Perisic, just kind of cutting away. But he throws it straight to Balde Diao. He just can't get a break at the moment. Gives it straight to Gomez. Finesse shot. Not missing from there. You know how OP the finesse shot is in this game right now. 1-0 within 5 minutes. And he must have just been flustered. This guy just backs out. He's like, no, like, I'm not having any of that. He just literally backs straight out of there. And it's another rage quit. This is ridiculous. This is actually genuinely quite overpowered. I'm not going to lie. Just playing on a Monday. Even though you can't play on a Monday anymore. Apart from it feels like in the AM before 7 on a typical weekday, I think. So, you know, we're 1-0 up at this point. Allen, lovely little triangle bit of play. Just giving it through and just easy finesse shot. You know, he's not got the best finishing in the world, but finesse shots, one of the good thing about finesse shots, I guess, is just like a lot of players are going to be able to score them anyway because they are just so accurate. So you don't necessarily need the best finishing unless perhaps you're doing it from further out and all the rest of it. So Mertens down this left-hand side. Giving it to your boy Savic. Through for Gomez. Gets that finesse shot again. Mate, Gomez is doing biz. Excuse me. I mean, he's literally like, he's one of the highlights of a team right now. Like, he's getting a lot of goals in that center attacking mid slot. So you want to make sure that you've got a very good player in that middle center attacking mid slot. Like, I remember in FIFA 18... I used to have Luis Suarez as the middle center attacking mid, and he was just absolutely ridiculous. Like, he was so good. Incredible weak foot, really good long shots. And, you know, these players are sick. That's the thing. Like, they are really overpowered. But I would just love to have a proper meta team again. The kind of players, I think one of the biggest difference is the CDMs especially are just, like, an absolute monster, like, powerhouse players. Like, think about it, like Vieira and I don't know, Hullet or something. If you had those two as CDMs, thing is they're so good at getting forward as well as defending and being a powerhouse and like getting people off the ball. We score an absolute banger. I actually love this goal so much. Have a look at this. Lozano gets the drag back, driven pass in, and then just finessing it in. Beautiful goal there. But you know, I'd love another thing is it's just for long shots. Like players like Suarez and stuff will just score long shots so much easier than a lot of the players I've got at the moment. But at the end of the day, we've got to play with what we've got. We've got to play with the cards that we have in our hand, if you know what I'm saying. So 2-1 at this point. We need to get back in the game. He scored a bit of a weird goal with Dembele there. Straight off the kickoff, we get straight back. And I felt like I kind of dominated this guy quite a bit. And he just kept getting these lucky goals. So I was super frustrated in this game. And I'm not showing the full highlights. Just like all of my shots, oh my days. Like this guy was blocking so many shots. But eventually we managed to get the 3-2 lead. Who else but Gomez? Like, he seems to be the best player on the team or something. Like, I don't know. He's just getting all of the goals right now. And just a testament to how overpowered he really is. So 11 wins out of 12 matches. That is pretty incredible, considering that I think we were 2-1 and now we're in 11-12. So it just shows when you focus up, when you fully concentrate, what you can do. But we're going to get stuck into some more games for the next episode. I'll see you chaps and chapettes in. Hoof.
Inherit the best, so many thoughts trying to pump out the chest. EA paid to win protest. Not hearing the noise we like suppressed pistol. I'm pissed off. 40-40, I'll be ticking off. Right now, we're trying to add the trop. At September 20, I'll be kicking off. Zoom in and enhance the image. I can see the top like Everest. And we practicing like an exorcist. We ain't missing, but you need that aim assist. This time we'll be consistent. Nobody close, they be distant. I'm persistent, I ain't giving up. Like the channel, damn it, should be fixing up. Daily videos talking road to glory. We experimented, Dexter's laboratory.